Hey, don't be looking at me.
Don't look at Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones ain't gonna help you. Get your asses out, now!
So, girl, today was supposed to be my off day, but I simply had to get up because Quincy Jones, he called and he spilled a lot of tea. Everybody's tea. And I'm just like, Quincy, what are you doing? What's going on? So, Quincy decided, I told y'all last week how Quincy Jones let us know that he has 22 girlfriends and they range from 28 to 42 in age, and he don't date old fat girls. And I'm just like, and I said last week, Quincy Jones, you are an old fat girl, so I don't understand why you're discriminating against your own kind, but whatever. So Quincy decided to do an interview with, I believe it was Vulture, and he let all the cats out of all the bags. He was talking about Marlon Brando. Now, see, this did not surprise me. This didn't surprise me. Marlon Brando, first of all, always gave me Rock Hudson teas. That's first and foremost. What everybody is so shocked about is, Quincy Jones said that Marlon Brando slept with James Baldwin, which Richard Pryor and Marvin Gaye. Now, first of all, let me say this video is 100% me and my opinion. If you feel some particular kind of way about that, I do apologize. But again, this is me and my opinion. So, my opinion is simply, girl, when I was like 3, 4, 5 years old, I saw a little sugar in Marvin Gaye's tank. I saw that. I picked up on that very early in my life. I remember being like elementary school age saying, Marvin Gaye might be gay. He reminds me of Uncle So-and-so. See, I'm not going to name names. He reminds me of Uncle So-and-so, and Uncle So-and-so is certainly gay. And Marvin Gaye gives me that fever. I remember being little and saying that. Richard Pryor, it took me a little while longer, but I did eventually pick up on Richard Pryor's propensities. And I'm just simply not, and nobody's shocked about James Baldwin. Nobody is. I'm just not surprised about any of this. Not even a little bit. Everybody is, oh my God, Richard Pryor. And Richard Pryor's wife came out and said, yeah, he was doing a little something back in the day. But then she blamed it on drugs. Now, daughter, I don't know if you're saying that to make yourself feel better or not. But generally, because, okay. I'm not even going to get into it because somebody going to come on and try to dispute me. But I was about to say that if the type of, Richard Pryor, I don't believe he was on crack. He was on coke. Crack treats you just a little bit differently. Cocaine, especially when you're wealthy and can receive as much cocaine as Richard Pryor can and could and did, cocaine generally don't turn you gay. Crack has a tendency to turn people gay because they fiend for crack and cannot afford crack. So they have to do sexual acts in lieu of money and payment to get crack. That's why, that man said he'll, suck that man's penis, for some crack. And he had, 2 cheeseburgers, whatever. That was somebody who, first of all, was doing crack cocaine, not cocaine, and did not have the funds to pay for the habit. These folks had money. So you can't really say, oh, well, everybody was doing drugs, so everybody was having sex, because the drugs did not turn these folks bisexual or homosexual. It's just not how that works. It's just, you have to have the feeling. What did Marvin Gaye say? When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing. I am hot boots. But yeah, excuse us. It's just, girl, that didn't surprise me at all. That didn't surprise me. It surprised me that Quincy Jones out here opening his mouth and carrying on. And I'm like, okay, do we have to rope Quincy in? We got to rope Quincy. Somebody go get him. He also went on to say that Michael Jackson was a thief, a music thief. And with that, Michael Jackson did music for a long time. Michael Jackson sang from like the late 50s to the 2000s. If he was still in music at some point in that time, I would imagine he would have been sued. Because he was Michael Jackson, and he had a lot of money for you to come and try to take. Michael Jackson had all these legal troubles, but I have never heard any of Michael Jackson's legal troubles being him stealing music. That never popped up. Whatever though. I mean, maybe he did. I could be wrong, but that just doesn't seem correct to me, because the song that Quincy Jones made mention of, I believe, was Billie Jean. Billie Jean was one of Michael Jackson's biggest hits. A lot of the time when you say Michael Jackson, somebody's first thought is going to be Billie Jean. Like, it's not my first thought when you say Michael Jackson, but when you say Michael Jackson, generally people say, Billie Jean, Thriller, PYT. Like, those are the top universal, hits that everybody lives for as far as Michael. I feel like if he had stolen Billie Jean, that would have been talked about louder. That's just again, these are my opinions. These are my opinions. He also said that, he used to get on Michael Jackson all the time as far as the plastic surgeries, and Michael Jackson having a skin condition was BS and all of this. Now, to that I say, and he said that Michael Jackson did all that because his dad, was abusive and told him he was ugly and this and the other. I do believe a portion of this. I believe that Michael Jackson had vitiligo because I remember when he died, a report coming out saying that they, after he passed away, they did the autopsy and all of that, saying that they did find that he had vitiligo. So that was enough for me. And I've seen plenty of photos in the 80s of his skin being, rather patchy, losing pigment in certain places. And again, that could be because he was actually physically putting bleach on those places. But I can't see Michael Jackson saying, well, I'm going to put some bleach on my fingertips only. I'm going to put some bleach on the patch of my face only. I just can't see that. I just can't see it. But whatever, again, this is speculation and opinions. That's all this is. As far as the physical plastic surgeries, facial wise, I believe Michael Jackson did think he was ugly. And I believe that was ingrained in the family because they all had that same nose job. Joe, Katie, LaToya, Janet. I'm not sure about Reba. I ain't seen her nose in a while, but I'm sure she did. Randy, Marlon, Marvin, Carvin, Ronald, Mike, Bobby, Ricky, everybody done had that same nose job. And I do believe that was due to Joe Jackson feeling a particular kind of way about the nose that he passed on to his children. Because they all had that nose, that specific nose, and it was a good nose. They had a good nose. But whatever, they all cut it up, went, had got the group rate on Groupon, bring in 10 folks to get the 11th free or something. I don't know. But they all went in and had that surgery. And I do believe that was due to maybe even Catherine, Joe and Catherine, not really prizing their African features. Michael did take it a couple steps too far. Michael and LaToya, they were always very close. They lived together at one point, and I'm sure they were going in for surgeries together at one point. Now, as far as bleaching, I don't believe LaToya bleached because LaToya's always been light-skinned, and I'm trying to figure out, is that Joe's daughter? Is that Joe's daughter? Who LaToya belonged to? Because she's always been very fair. Everybody else was a good brown, going into a peanut butter to milk chocolate range. Then here come LaToya, my color. I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, I do believe that Michael cut up his face, put the cleft in his chin, shaved his nose on down to the bone, in the words, down to the bone for the, like Erykah Badu. And got those good wigs, those, new weave, 22 inches, because of his upbringing. I do believe that. Now, then Quincy went on to say the Clintons hold secrets, and people can feel that they hold secrets. And I'm just like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on the Clintons, because the Clintons, they know my people know them, so we gonna keep it real hushed. I don't know any of the Clintons' personal business. I just know that Bill is good girlfriends with my great granddaddy, and I just don't want to say anything because I know people are messy and they're gonna watch this video and then they're gonna pop on down to the church and say, well, listen, your granddaughter out here saying all these things, and I just don't have time for that. So I'm gonna hush my mouth. I'm gonna hush it. It's closed. Quincy Jones did also go on to say what I've been telling my mother for years, and she just won't believe it, but now maybe she'll believe it because Quincy Jones said it. The Beatles were trash. The Beatles are not a good band. I stopped believing in the Beatles before I even did ever believe in the Beatles. I never liked the Beatles. My mom would be really over there singing down. And I just be like, girl, that don't bless me. Bring me Aretha. If you gonna sing a Beatles song in my home, it's gonna have to be Aretha's version. Because I don't do the Beatles. I've never featured them ever. it to the fact that, I mean, just the mere fact that Charles Manson killed up everybody because of a Beatles record or song or whatever it is. It's just like, girl, I don't identify. I don't. You done killed. Was it Bridget Bardot? It wasn't Bridget Bardot. Who was it? Dang, now I gotta look it up because I can't remember her name. But I know this. Like, I've read books and everything on the Helter Skelter situation. What's Roman Polanski's wife's name? And my internet connection going all slow and things. Sharon Tate. Girl, why was that eluding me? Y'all done murdered Sharon Tate over the Beatles records. Sharon Tate's friends, and Sharon Tate's baby over the Beatles songs. I said, I'll never play one. I'll never play one. And then just the fact that, what's his name, Jesus, that was shot? Ringo, Paul, George, John. Jesus Christ. My mind is just tired. The fact that John, the rumors have it that John was out here beating his wife and son and just rude, racist, and a mess. I don't have time for it. Moving along. Oh, and he did say that the Beatles, he was trying to do an arrangement for the Beatles and it took them 4 hours and they still didn't get it in. He called a couple of his black friends and they came in, did it in 15 minutes. So again, a testament to the fact that girl trash. Moving along. He continued to say that Cyndi Lauper was extra. And Cyndi Lauper was so extra that she was out here, with her bangles and stuff interrupting We Are the World. I enjoy Cyndi Lauper. Now, Cyndi Lauper is somebody that me and my mother do bond over. We don't bond over the Beatles, but we do sit there and lying in my bed at night, the clock ticks and thinks of you, or whatever it is. Caught up in sadness, confusion, it's nothing new. I don't know what that note was, but it was, I lived for it. The fact of the matter simply is Cyndi Lauper has always been extra. This is not news. It's funny to hear Quincy Jones talk about it. But Cyndi Lauper has always come off as extra to me. Her hair has been extra. And you look at her in the We Are the World video and listen to her doing all that she was doing. And it's like, ma'am, niece, we are the world. We get with us. But, you know, I enjoy Cyndi Lauper. I don't enjoy when she did that song with Lil' Kim. I didn't need that. I didn't need Lil' Kim to start singing with Cyndi Lauper. But anything else of Cindy's, I enjoy. Moving along, he talked about T-Pain. Said that, you know, there was, I guess, a compilation album or something where newer artists redid Quincy Jones's music or something like that, girl. I don't know. But said T-Pain didn't do it justice. And T-Pain came out and said, well, girl, I knew I wasn't going to do it justice. I told y'all I ain't want to do it. Y'all made me do it anyway. You ain't give me no direction. I was asking the Lord for help. The Lord forsook me. Like T-Pain had it. I was like, well, if he said he ain't want to do it and y'all made him do it, then it's y'all fault it's bad. And he was like, it sounded worse after I recorded it than it did in the studio. Hated it. And I'm like, T-Pain, it's okay. We still respect you. We still love you. Bartender. Like, we still rock with you. It's okay. Oh, bless his heart. He had it, though. Moving along. Quincy Jones I'm not sure what order he spoke on these things, but he did also, a cardinal. Cute. He did also speak on Donald Trump. Said he was stupid. Said he was narcissistic. And my thing about it is, how are you narcissistic when you look like that? How is you narcissistic looking like that? That's just, it don't go together. I don't know much about algebra. I'm on the wrong verse. I don't know much about algebra, but I know ugly plus ugly does not equal. It just doesn't come to it. You can't be, you can, but why would you be narcissistic and ugly? You may be narcissistic and fine, but narcissistic and ugly I don't agree. I don't agree with that. Anyway, girl, I'm just being extra out here. I'm on my Cyndi Lauper. But he proceeded to say how he dated Ivanka. Okay, Quincy Jones. Did we need to know that? No. But we honestly didn't need to know any of this. And here you are, spilling it. And here I am talking about it. So Quincy Jones must be nearing the end of obviously he's nearing the end of his life, but he must be aware of his nearing the end of his life. Because Quincy Jones had been quiet for many a year. And now Quincy Jones has been in the news twice. in my news, excuse me, twice in the past week. To me, that is a sign that Quincy Jones is coming to a close. It's going to be a dark day. I'm going to watch The Wiz when he goes on to glory. I'm going to watch The Wiz before he goes. I'm going to watch The Wiz after. I just love The Wiz, honestly. I'm all right. Everything's all right. She got Lion together. Lion was up there crying and carrying on. Anyway, I'm going to talk about The Wiz at another time. But, yeah, it is kind of sad to see that is a hawk. It's cardinals and hawks out here. It's sad to see Quincy Jones talking like this and giving all of this, because it does let you know that he is very old. And it does kind of make you realize that he is facing mortality and coming towards, the final days. That's sad. It is sad. But anyway, this interview was hilarious. Quincy Jones out here talking, honey. I'm tickled. But anyway, girl, that was all I wanted to come down here and tell y'all. I'm gonna do Versace after a while, girl. I didn't watch the last couple minutes because, girl, it was extra. So I'm gonna catch that, and then I'm gonna catch 911, and I may come back to y'all from the garage later. If not, it'll be tomorrow. But like, comment, subscribe, all the things the YouTubers say, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.